Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with another craft with me. This video is also inspired by Carol-Ann over at Cajcrafts. I don't know if that's how you say it, but I just know it's Cajcrafts. So guys, I hope that you'll go over and just show her some love. I love that we get to share inspiration, but I did not think of these ideas, and so I want to make sure that the credit goes where credit is due, and that that it benefits Carol-Ann on her channel, because it is a gift to share inspiration with one another, and I believe in giving credit where credit is due. So, and I know I repeated that, but it's very, very important to me. So please, please, if you like this video, if you love this project, please go over and give her some love. Give her the credit. So I've got a bunch of things in front of me because I want to show you what I'm creating this ephemera for. So by the time you see this video, I will have already posted the video about the raw and simple construction of this lap book. So I did the mini one that was the Winter Birds journal that I already did a flip through on my channel for, but I wanted to share with you how to construct one. As I mentioned before, I searched and searched and searched and could not find a lap book tutorial that just showed how to construct it, how to put the pieces together. So I did that. So I didn't cover this with fabric on camera. I did it after, just because it's better for the thumbnail to have something pretty instead of just raw chipboard. So so this is what it looks like. It's a little bit bowed right now because it still needs to be. It needs to be kind of trained a little bit, just kind of like that. So this is what it looks like. And it's imperfect. I've got wrinkles and such on some of these folds, but that is okay. So I decided I was going to go ahead and accomplish two things by sharing with you how to make the lap book. My second granddaughter is turning 12 April the 4th, and so I'm making her a journal as well. She loves bunnies, and so I'm going to be making her a bunny journal. So I want to make I'm going to start making some ephemera for that video, or for that journal, and I'm going to use this as her journal. So it's going to be super fun, very different, because I have never made a lap book journal, like a regular journal stuffed full. So we'll see how that goes. It's going to be a 2 signature journal, which will be housed here, and here is where they'll be sewed in. Or I may sew them in on the big side, because that makes more sense to me, that they're sewed in here on the spine rather than here on the small spines like I did in the small Winter Birds one. But we'll get there when we get there. So I just wanted to show you that. So this video is already up on the channel. I will link it below in the description box so that you have just a quick access to that in case you want to check it out. So these are some of the kit pages I'm going to be using. I am using 3 different kits for this journal. I'm using one from My Porch Prints, one from, I believe, Sweet Vintage Prints, and I'm sorry I don't know the third one off the top of my head. They will all be linked in the supply list. I do provide a full supply list and close-up photos for every video that I do over on my blog, and the link to the blog is in the description box. And the reason why I do that is because I do lots of photos, and often I have a pretty extensive supply list. So this is one of the images. Isn't that just so cute? So this is going to be in the signature. So pretty. Definitely her colors. She's very much more, she's not, I mean, she's beautiful, she's amazing, but she's not like bright like my Kenzie girl, the one that I made the strawberry journal for. So they're all, they're so unique, aren't they? So I just thought that she would like the color tones in this journal, so that's why I did it. But look at this. Oh, this one's from My Porch Prints, I believe. So it's called, this journal will be called French Rabbits. And then I took one of the signature pages and I did a die cut, and I'll put something in here to have it be, I might even make it a large, just like a whole pocket. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. You can see that when I have a favorite tea-dyed digital paper that I use, and it always does this. It just doesn't matter, no matter how I try to fix that, it does that. So I just ink it up, and it's not a problem. And then I've got kit pages, vellum pages. I did the same here. Created I used a die cut and cut a heart there. I've got a couple of other, a few other vellum pages. And this is a new kit that I just purchased from Tanya over at Tatty Treasures, and so I'm going to put these in her journal as well, because don't you know, rabbits love gardens and they love to be amongst those things, so I thought those would be very fitting. This is a digital copy from My Stash, so I thought I would put that in there just as a little bit of vintage. This is a vintage copy of some music paper that is from My Stash as well, backed with some of that tea-dyed paper that I just mentioned, and I will link that creator as well in the Etsy shop. So another one that is from My Stash. And then I took, this is a coffee-dyed paper from My Stash, and I printed it on craft cardstock. So I just love that look. So my goal in this journal is to have the first page of both signatures have a page on the front where I can just do a pretty collage of papers from the kit. So that's the goal on those two. And then one more, this is also from my my vintage stash. It's just a copy. So that is that. So without further ado, let's go on and let's talk about Carol Ann's beautiful idea. So basically what she did, oh, what did I do with those? Let me grab my prototypes, guys. Pardon me. I was not all prepared. Okay, so one of the things that she did was she created this writing space. So this is, I'm using this in my fairy journal, but you basically have this thing that opens. So you've got writing space on the front and the back, because this can just be tucked into a pocket. So that's what I'm going to make today. I'm not sure that I'm going to do it exactly like this, but that's the basic construction. How you do the closure is up to you. This is what she did, and I just was like, genius, complete genius, because like her, I like to have a lot of writing space in my journals, and I don't know if other people like that, but I make what I like, and hopefully people like it too if they get my journal. So the other thing that we're going to do is, or that she did, was she took a square piece of paper. It doesn't matter what size it is, it just needs to be square. You fold it in half and score it, fold it in half, turn it, score it again, fold it in half, so that you have 4 quadrants. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then what you do is you, let me open up, and this is for the fairy journal as well. Just, these are my prototypes. So basically what you do when you're done scoring is you have this, and then you take this, you cut this line all the way to the center point, and then you fold this side down, fold it over and down. Absolutely brilliant. Again, can be tucked into a pocket. Super sweet, great way to create some writing space in a journal, and it's very low profile. I hope that you guys can see that. Like, look at how thin that is. It's epic. Carol Ann, you're a genius. You are an absolute genius, and I appreciate you so much. Another one that she did is just this circle where you use a die and you just make sure the die is sticking over this edge so it doesn't cut that edge. So you've got this circular writing spot. I'm not doing those today, but I just thought I'd give you a look at what she's done and the amazingness that is. So I'm going to set that aside, and then we're going to get going on this. So I think I'm going to start with the square ones. And so I've got 2 pages from the kit, and because I want to make one for each signature. So this is going to be the little writing space where we take the square and we fold it and do all that. So let me get my scoreboard over here. And I mean, this does not take anything, but I know for me, there's so much content out on the internet. It's hard to remember all of it, and it's hard, and we forget about the simple things, right? Just the really basic stuff. So I'm just putting that in the corner of my scoreboard, and I'm gonna score it at 4. Okay, 4, and I'm gonna turn it and score it again at 4. like so. And then I think I can just leave this here for now. So then you're going to, so I want this to be the outside, so I'm going to fold it that way. I'm just going to use my bone folder to give that a good crease so that it lays as flat as possible. And then I'm going to score it the other way as well. And this paper is actually perfect for it because look at how it has writing going this way, it has writing going this way, so I think it's epic. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my ink. Forgot to grab that, and I'm going to ink this up really quick, and then we will do our little folds. Again, elementary, you guys, but it's epic. It's beautiful. So I like to start with turning this like so and getting the inside edges inked so that I can see that cut line that I need to make. And we need to ink it anyway, so this is just doing it before we actually, you know, have to. If that makes any sense. But anyway, Cara-Renee, so you got to check her out. She's got this fantastic series on her channel called Tag Tuesday, where she's going to be making 52 weeks of tags. So every week for 52 weeks for 2023, she is making a new tag. And she has had some epic ideas. I've already shared one on my channel, which was the accordion tag. And it's just epic. I can't even believe that these people come up with this stuff. I mean, I've come up with some ideas, but man, not like that. So really, really cool. So she's great, and she's from Scotland, so she's pretty fun to listen to as well. So she's got that beautiful accent. So love her. Love her, love her. And she's a Cricut genius as well. So she fully utilizes her Cricut. I, on the other hand, do not, because I don't tend to want to slow down to figure it out, and I need to do that. It's a goal that I have, but with illnesses and things, it's just hard for me to do anything beyond just keeping content going on my channel right now. So, and keeping up with the journals that I'm making for gifts and whatever. So I will do it though. So there we go. So that is all inked up and beautiful. Let me just cap that ink. Cut my finger today. I told you in a previous video that this is the weekend when I'm filming this that I needed to clean my sticky scissors, and so I got some glue gone or whatever, and I'm just like rubbing it with a paper towel. You know, I'm rubbing the edge of the scissors. So sliced my finger, but it stopped bleeding, so I think we're good. So then you want to kind of decide on your direction of what you want to have beyond the top. This is all a little bit tricky because this top corner is going to be sideways no matter which one that I choose, so it's not going to really matter. I think I want this one, so that means I'm going to go ahead and cut down this line just to the center point. So I'm going to grab my fussy cut scissors because they have a really sharp tip on them. And I'm just going to cut along that line. I will be decorating mine offline, and you can see the photos at the end of the video. This is just basic construction, just the basic idea. For starters, I want to make sure that you get over and you again show Cara-Renee some love. So, oh, that was, yeah, that's right. So you've got your four quadrants, you've got to cut down the middle, so then you fold the left top down, you fold that side over, and you do have to kind of work on the crease again because you're layering a bunch of different layers of paper, so you've got to get a good crease there. So then you go like that. Oh, now that's all upside down. That's a bummer. Well, I guess it doesn't matter how it goes in the pocket, so I would have it go in the pocket like that. So when I decorate it, I'll have it be there. And this one's such a pretty image on the front. I may not do much with that in terms of embellishing. We'll see. So that is that. That is the beautiful bit. Now, I did play around with on some prototypes. Let me show you. I was just really playing with this. I took one of my dies, and this is a piece of scrapbook paper, so it is much bigger than this one, but I took that front flap and I just used a die and made it decorative. So I actually really like this size, but I'm not a big fan of scrapbook paper. It feels way heavier for me in a journal, so I was trying to just use kit paper. And I think this is a good size for a pocket. That would have to be probably a loose piece, unless it's probably not too wide, actually. So yeah, it's not too wide. It could go in a pocket of a large journal. So, but that's that. So that is the first one. So let's go ahead and do the second one. I'm going to speed through this part since you've already seen it. Okay, that is the end of all that. I love this paper because it's not directional at all. So again, we're going to go ahead and cut this. This one I'll probably put some kind of scallop on the end, but you guys can see that in the video, or in the photos at the end of the video if you'd like. Only trouble with these fussy cut scissors is that they're so short. It's hard to get around the paper. There we go. Now, if you wanted to control the bulk, you can trim up these edges. I see that in a lot of videos, but this is not too heavy a paper, so I'm not feeling too terribly concerned about that. So we've got everything inked up, and so now, now that I've got that inked, let me just go ahead and ink it again. I see some white there. So you get that white core showing when you cut. So there we go. So we fold this, whoops, this way. We fold this one down. Now, if you wanted to have the outside be the other way, you could. Fold it down, fold it over, crease it again, and fold it down. We're a little bit off here. Why are we a little bit off? It's all right. I'm not too concerned about it. I'm just gonna try to you know, burnish that again. See if I can straighten that out a little bit. Doesn't matter though, right? I love that. So that is our second one. So the second project that she showed is going to require me to get my my die cut machine in view, potentially, depending on what I decide here. So what I have here is so when she made this project, she was using a 12 by 12 piece of paper. Now I am again working with digitals. So this is a digital here. This is a piece of scrapbook paper. So I pulled a piece that I thought had some lighter tones to go with. Oh, cute little bunny, look at that. And you're going to, when you're working with a 12-inch piece of paper, you're going to score at 2, 4, 8, and then 10. And so that's going to create this this bit. So you've got here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 folds. So let me show you that here really quick. And then this is whole because I haven't decided if I want to do a circle or what I want to do, but I thought I'd think about it while we're doing this. So I'm going to grab my scoreboard once again, and hopefully you guys can see this okay. I'm going to bring it a little bit closer. The trouble with this is it does then bring my scoreboard off the table because I'm right up to my limit here. This is the end of my table, the front of my table. So we're going to score again at, let me get my little note, and I will, I'll create something, maybe I'll create something that you can see all these dimensions if you want. It's pretty basic though, so if you just make a note that you're taking a piece of paper that's 4 by 12 or at least 12 inches long to get what we're going after here, but you could make it as short as you wanted to, and then you're going to score it. If you're working with a 12-inch paper, you're going to score it 2, 4, 8, and 10. So So we're going to score here at 2 inches, at 4 inches, at 8 inches, and at 10 inches. Okay, so let me get this out of here. So I'm just going to kind of burnish these a little bit here, and then we'll show you how it works. So that one folds in. Well, actually, let's see. Let's see. I haven't done one in a bit, so it's going to go, yeah, and then we'll burnish this one as well, and then we'll fold it and I'll show you. Again, pretty basic, but I know there's lots of people that they're new to junk journaling, and so, you know, it's good to see all the detail, and that's why I really recommend Cara-Renee's channel, because for one thing, she's very ingenious with her creations, but she also her theory and her practice is to use what she has, and so she's very thrifty, and I think that really helps her to have some really unique ideas. So I folded that one the wrong way. So basically, oh, why am I off here? I'm going to have to trim that up a little bit. So that's what you've got. This is your base. Now you see I'm hanging over here a little bit. So, and that is probably just my scoreboard. It can give me fits sometimes, but we're not worried about perfection. So I'm just going to trim that off a little bit, just so it's not super hanging over there. Being careful not to slice it open, since I don't know what fold I'm on. So I'm going to ink this up really quick, and I'm going to think about what I want to do with the digital. So I'll be right back. Okay, so that is inked up. Let me just get that out of the way. I need to change my sponge. I've got crumbs everywhere. So again, it folds like so. You basically fold this one in. So you're folding to this middle seam, or yeah, this middle seam, folding this one backwards, folding this one in, and that one backwards. So there we go. We do have quite a gap there. Why is that not showing up? Let me ink that a little bit more. So it's my scoreboard is really finicky, so I'm not a big fan of scoreboards in general, but it is okay. I'm just going to give that one more burnish and see if I can help that a little bit. So there's a couple things that we could do. We could either cover this with a square of fabric and just cut the square in half, or we could do a circle. Now my struggle with the circle is, let me show you, I lost my biggest circle, so let me grab my dies if I can find them here without too much trouble. So I lost my largest circle die, and then I can't. Is that on my table? No. Hold on. Yeah, right here. So these are my circle dies, but this is the biggest one I have, and I know it's not the biggest. So you could totally do this and just, so what Cara-Renee did is she actually did this. So she took her die and she used it as a guide to round these edges. Now I did that on this one, which I love, and I think it's genius. But I think this one I'm just going to make a circle out of the paper and call that good. So I just want to see if I can get a bunny in there, sort of. This is a bad piece of paper for this. I guess I could do that because then I could put something underneath here. So I'm going to grab the my machine here really quick. So give me just a quick second. Not that you guys really need to see how I do a die cut, but if you're new and you're curious, you can see. I'm just going to raise that up a little bit. So I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape too, because I want to make sure this doesn't move. So I'm just going to reach for my little, this is just one I keep in my little jar up there. Super easy to just grab. So I'm going to go ahead, get you in camera, in view, and I'm just going to make sure that that's not too far over and it's even from side to side. And And I'm just gonna, and when I use the washi tape, I put the washi wherever whatever piece I'm not using. So, because sometimes your washi will tear your paper. So I'm gonna put this on the outside in 2 places just to hold it in place. And sometimes I'm shifty. And there we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and run this through. I think my tea's in the way. I am drinking lemon glazed tea in my gift from my granddaughter, my Winnie the Pooh cup, which is usually my Sunday morning cup that I use. And I come into the studio and do a video or something. I'm just going to move that out of the way. And here we go. So there's our circle. I'm just going to go ahead and get this off because that might be what happened to my dies. I didn't take it off of the paper. It's probably in some drawer somewhere. In fact, it might be in my fun bits drawer. I've got a drawer full of random little bits, beads and stuff. It's like crazy. It's like a candy store of elements in your craft room though. So I'm going to bring the camera back down here. There we go. And so we're going to bring this back over. And so then what I can do is put this in place like that. Oh, I love that. I actually really love that. So I'm just looking from edge to edge here, making sure I have the center like that and that I'm pretty even from top to bottom as well. And then what I'm going to do is take my pencil and I'm going to make a little line here. And I'm going to make a little line here. And then I'm going to use my ruler to make a line all the way through so that I can cut it. Bunny, we're going to put you back together. Looks so sad, doesn't it? I erase my pencil line. Easy peasy. I'm going to ink this up really quick. Actually, do we want to ink? I don't think we want to ink the center. Let's just ink around the outside. Maybe we'll be able to make it look like it's seamless. I don't know, because I haven't done this. I think I inked the center on my prototype. Let's try it without. Be a little incognito dealio here. So I'm going to go ahead and try to paper clip this. Well, I'm not going to try. I'm going to paper clip this to try to hold that in place so that it doesn't move around a bunch. Hopefully that will work a little bit. Okay, and so then this rabbit is going to go on this side. I think we're not going to do that. You know what? Actually, I'm not going to use the paper clip. So I am going to just open this up and have a little bit of freedom here so that I can be looking clearly at that edge. When I put the other half on, I will need to put it back because otherwise I might not get it lined up. So I'm just going to use my art glitter glue. Like so. And get our, oh, that's the other, what a minute, what had happened? Oh, there we go. Most of the bunnies on this other side. It's like, what happened? Okay, so I'm going to be very careful. I'm using art glitter glue, which is risky because you don't get a lot of time to move it. So I'm just going to go for it. Just going to smooth that out. Not pressing with my cut finger because I don't want to bleed on it. There we go. So then we're going to close it now because we do need to make sure that we can get that lined up correctly. So she's got a little bit of a hairline fracture there, that poor little bunny. Ayla will take very good care of her, I'm sure. That's my granddaughter's name. I hope that she's going to like it. You know, the kids are also different. You know, her culture and her world is very different than Mackenzie's. Kenzie's, not, I'm saying my Kenzie, not Mackenzie. So, but I know that she appreciates things from Grammy. So So I'm going to just trust that. So I'm going to go ahead and just carefully line this up again and just hope I get it straight. It looks pretty darn good. Yep. So you can still see it split, but without inking it, it doesn't look quite so obvious. So then you've got this writing space that opens up like this, and you've got the writing space on the back. When Carol-Ann did her video, it was really incredible because it was her Friday freebie video, and she went out and she showed people how to get images off of Pixabay and other sites where you can get free images and you can use them for your own use. You just can't reproduce them. Like, you can't like sell the actual print. You have to use it in your own creative stuff. But so that was really cool. So she made a bee themed journal for February, and she just gave it away. It was really cool. So that is that one. So let's go ahead and do the second one. We're doing okay on time, so I feel pretty good. This one I thought we would do a heart. Something a little bit different. So let me just get this all untangled here. There we go. And so again, this time we have a narrower piece of paper, so it's still 12 inches long, but it is only, it's not, yeah, it's 4 inches high versus this one was 4.5. So not much of a difference, but a little bit. So there we go. Let me get that out of the way again. So we're going to go ahead and bring the scoreboard back into view here. I've got my basket of goodies over there too for the kit for the journal, so I'm playing around with it. I'm going to move this up for a moment. So again, because we're working with a 12-inch length of paper, we can score the same way. We can score at 2, 4, 8, and 10. So 2. This is that textured paper, so I'm doing it twice because it's pretty textured. 2, 4, 8, and 10. Okay. I think this one I'm not going to ink. I'm going to see if I like it not inked. So again, you're going to fold in on this line. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. Move that back down. Sorry about the blur, it doesn't like my white table. I'm just going to fold that in and burnish it really well. Okay. And then this one folds the opposite way, so you got kind of an accordion action going on here. So there we go. Same here, you're going to go ahead and fold this one in. Give it a good crease. If you don't have a bone folder, you can use the edge of your scissors, you can use a butter knife, whatever you have on hand. And then we're going to go ahead and do that as well. Now I'm really thinking, I don't know if I want to try to do those edges, so thinking about it. So if I did the heart, I don't know if I can do that. I think that would be really hard to do. So, yeah, I can't because the heart is bigger than this. So this heart size is not even going to work. So, goodness gracious, Cara-Renee, let me find my hearts again. I lost my heart. Oh, man. Where's my other one? I've misplaced my hearts as well, you guys. So this is the next size that I have. That's just silliness. So this one, doggone it. That is not going to work. That is very sad. I wonder what I've done with my dies. Okay, improvisation is on the table here. So I'm going to pause for a quick second, see if I can locate the missing dies, and I'll be right back. Okay, we are going to shift gears and get risky. I can't find my dies. I'm going to probably have to I'm going to probably have to replace them because I know this is the biggest heart, but it is not the next one down is not that size. I know that much. So, oh my goodness. So we're going to do this differently. I'm going to run this whole thing through my die cut machine. I'm hoping that it will cut. But I think this would be cool because then I can come in with the next size down and make the middle piece out of the paper. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and just get this in place here. I'm hoping that I can do this effectively. This is not pre-planned, you guys. I goofed up. I couldn't find what I needed. So I've got that tape still, so I'm going to go ahead. This time I have to be careful because I can't, all of this is going to be retained. Well, actually this is not. Oh, I don't want to do that. It's going to cut out the whole middle. Oh my goodness, improvisation, right? So the other thing we could do is go like this. So we're going to put this back in place. I'm going to line it up just like as though I was going to cut it. And I'm going to bring that down a little bit, and then I'm going to cut it by hand. Here, just a second. Just this edge here, like Cara-Renee did with her circles. This is tricky. Okay, there we go. So I will be back in a moment after I cut this. Okay. Whew. I am not a fussy cutter. Like I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But I'm just gonna go ahead and erase those pencil lines. And again, we don't have to have perfection, right? We're just playing, experimenting. I like this though. I think it's going to be great. I'm glad I didn't cut through the whole thing. Goodness gracious. That would have been ridiculous. Okay. The best laid plans are not always the best laid, right? Okay, so then it's going to go like that. Oh, that's gorgeous. Look at that. Okay. So I feel like I do... Oh, we've got a little bit of extra here. Let me just trim that. Looks like we're not quite on that fold line. So we've got a little bit of a bit there that needs to come off. There we go. So I think I do want to ink this. Oh, we've got the same thing going on over here. Probably because I didn't ink it, so it's harder to see when I'm cutting. So let me just trim that up really quick. It's just such a little smidgen. There we go. Okay, I'm going to ink this really quick, guys. Okay, we are ready to move along. So I did ink all of that, and then while I was off camera, I did go ahead and cut this piece. So now we need to decide if we want to cut this one in half. I think we do need to cut it in half because I don't really know how that's going to work. So again, I'm just going to line this up, and it's a perfect size though. That die was perfect width for this project. So I'm going to go ahead again and mark that there and mark it here, and then make a line. If I can find my ruler, make a line. And then let me just cut this really quick. I guess it's better to cut flowers in half than it is to cut rabbits in half, right? I'm just going to make sure that our pencil line doesn't show. There we go. We are just about done, guys. I will do some embellishing on these, and you can see them in the photos at the end of the video. So again, I'm going to get this right up there. Let me start with this side. I'm more comfortable with this side. My art glitter glue, that is plugged up. and I put the image closer to the bottom than the top. So I'm just going to try to line this up as best I can. It's trickier because I don't have such a defined space for that shape. Just going to fudge that up a little bit. There we go. It's perfect. Goodness gracious, it's perfect. Love it. Thank you, Cara-Renee. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So guys, again, please, please, please go over and show her some love. There are very, very few original ideas on YouTube, especially in the world of junk journaling, because it is such a saturated area of creativity. So it's really important, though, for channels, in order for channels to grow, that I believe that the original creator, wherever I saw it, there's where the credit needs to go, right? And that's how we live in community as junk journalers. So there we go. I love that. Got a lot of gap there though, and I feel like I've got a little overhang. Do I? I do. So let me just trim that up really quick. But I thank you guys so much for coming by. I hope that you enjoyed the video and that you'll try it. And that again, not to be, well, I am being repetitious on purpose. Head over and check out Cara-Renee's channel. If you like this, subscribe to her channel. Like, that is how we grow. That is how we build community, and we create beautiful things for everybody to see and get inspired by. So I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.